I have something to tell you. I failed in entrepreneurship until I learned the 4 things I'm going to be telling you about in this video. If you are in your 20s, just like me, who doesn't want to work at a corporate job as your life all end all be all goal, but you are right now, or if you're not, that's okay. If you have dreams of starting a business, creating a YouTube channel, retiring your parents, you have all these ambitions, all of these dreams, then me and you are the same person. And it's not an easy path to go down because of the pressure, because of the money, because of the risk. It's hard. And I took on that risk 2 years ago when I left my, cushiony tech job in Chicago working for LinkedIn to create my first ever business venture, my first ever company with hired employees, with newsletters, with YouTube videos, with podcasts, with advertising, with interviews, with hiring a summer internship program. I did it all, and I learned so much from this process. In my dream that I'm trying to live right now, it's been hard. I've taken a lot of L's along the way, but now I feel like I'm winning. And it's because I've learned of these 4 things. And these 4 main topics that I want to talk to you about today are my biggest takeaways that if you are thinking about starting a business, starting a podcast, starting a YouTube channel, or even going into real estate, these are 4 things you should know kind of before you kind of start this entire venture, or if you're started right now, to think about going forward. The first thing I want to talk about is please do not waste your time. Speed is so important, and you have to start now if you want to go forward. You have to fail fast. For me, when I left my job, I was part of mass layoffs at LinkedIn. Basically, it was a company reorganization to where if you wanted to come back, you could, but if you didn't want to, you didn't have to. For me, when I was working at LinkedIn, I had this idea of Growth Street. You can see the sign behind me, where my job was to help young people get jobs and get internships because I was so good at it. I was a really shitty student in college, but I was still able to get job offers from Salesforce, Google, LinkedIn, IBM, all these top tech companies, and I took it, and I wanted to help share that with the world. So I had this massive idea of, we're going to build a website, we're going to have a podcast, we're going to do on-campus interviews, we're going to have a recruiter home base, we're going to do internal job referrals, we're going to do career fairs, we're going to have a newsletter. It was a lot. So to get started, it took me so much time to think about everything. I took over a year to just plan it. And even when I left LinkedIn, it took me almost 7 months to even go public with my idea. 7 months of not making money. 7 months of not trying anything. 7 months of being stagnant. That's what it was. In my mind at the time, I thought, this is 7 months of strategy. I'm preparing my domination. It's my first time I'm trying this stuff, right? And I realized that was not the approach to have. I should have started quicker, faster, and speedier because I could have spent so much more time learning in those 7 months compared to just thinking or overthinking everything and building things slowly. I tried to build my own website, which was a great, idea, but it took me 3 months to do it. I wanted to build a podcast studio by myself. It took me months to do it. Before I could even tell if my idea was good or not, it took me 7 months to even get the idea from an idea into a public voice or into a creation. And that's 7 months that I could have seen if this business would even work anyway, right? So my number 1 piece of advice is please start fast. If I'm you, right, I'm gonna help you kind of think of this like I am you. I'm a 22-year-old student. I graduated college. I don't want to do the corporate life. Or I'm a 25, 26-year-old. I've worked in consulting for 4 years. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to start a business. My advice is, while you're still in your job, make a business plan of what you want to do. By the time you leave your job, you have to act fast. So make your plans and do them. Don't spend 5, 6, 7 months to a year just planning things. Start, you have an idea, put it into place, see if it works. I'm not saying rush, but just start fast because speed will either get you success faster, you'll learn faster, you'll grow faster, but you'll also fail faster. But failing faster is good because you'll learn you can get back up and go again. That's the cool part about business. It's like Super Mario Bros, right? If you die, you're not done, you don't lose, especially at the age that we are in right now in our 20s or early 30s or even in your teens if you're that young. So yeah, my number 1 skill is just start fast, and don't waste time. If you already did start though, credit to you, like that's already something commendable on your end. My second tip I have for you that I had a hard time understanding is that doing a lot is too much and less is more. I learned this the hard way. For context, the company that I'm building in Growth Street, I wanted to be the ultimate career solutions base for college students and early professionals, right? Someone to be relatable, but also have personalized learning. So whether you're someone who likes to do experiences, we have internship programs. If you're someone that likes to learn from reading, we have a newsletter. From watching, we have a YouTube channel. Listening, we have a podcast. It really tried to create the super personalized version with all of these different products and offerings that we could provide to you or the audience, which were students. The problem was, I am one person that had to build a newsletter, a website, a podcast, a YouTube channel, a Spotify, a internal job database, so many different things that I wanted to go ahead and do. But it was too much, because how can I make any of these things good if I'm doing all of these things by myself and half-assed? It's too hard. You can't do that. Less is more. I think if I only spent my time on the podcast, or only spent my time on the newsletter, or only spent my time on the YouTube channel or the Instagram, that one thing might have been better than all of those things combined. Why? I would have learned it faster, I would have been better at it, and I would have been hyper-focused. Imagine you are, creating a business and you're teaching someone how to knit baskets, play basketball, and boat. Those three things. By you spending your time doing all three of these things, you're actually not gonna become a great expert at all three of them if you wanna master them all at the same time. Unless you're like Michael Jordan or someone crazy. But what you have to do is pick one thing, become really good at it. Now that that's really good, you can move on to the next thing. And that's what I personally learned, because for me, I had to try to create a newsletter, a YouTube channel, all of these things by myself. So if you're someone who wants to be a podcaster or an entrepreneur or a creator or a real estate person or whatever you want to be, pick the one specific thing that you want to work on, become so good at it and work on it until you've learned it, you've mastered it, and now you can either scale it out or give it to somebody else to teach them how to do it, and then do the next thing. Don't do too much at once, because that's where we go into my third step, which is number 3, which is that good help is hard to find. Good help is so hard to find. And this one, for me, is emotional because, I live with my younger brother. I live next door to my best friends. I have a really supportive girlfriend. But the hard part about it, I have best friends who were in my business fraternity with me in college who were helping me with this. I had a whole summer cohort of interns. But it was still so hard because you can never necessarily get the quality of help that you need to get to where you want to be, and it never really matches your expectations, which is a really hard thing to deal with. My point is that there are so many people in my life who are so talented, so smart, but they also have their own goals and where they want to go. And I was unfortunate because there's two sides of this coin though, because one side is family and friends and close relationships. The other side is hiring externally. So in the first part, people that are so talented that are close to me, I really wanted them to buy into my vision, buy into my excitement, buy into my goals, and want to help me, because in my mind, I could not understand how someone would rather only work a corporate job and spend their free time doing nothing than building something that they're a part of that can last them forever and make them, 10 times more money or whatever, being aligned to this dream that they might have or these goals, which they can be a part of and live that with me and live it together. I thought that would be a really cool thing and that everyone would want that. But then I realized, by asking all the people that I care about who I would want to be a part of it, that unfortunately not everyone wants the same thing that you want. And all you really get left with is being disappointed. So the last thing to really do is to expect, your brother or your siblings or your best friends to have to do it. If they want to, you are lucky and good for you. I wish it was the same for me, but it's not that easy all the time. Can help. Most people want to help you. They'll still support you, but they don't want to be in with you through the hard part, the tough time. But even certain help, they're never into it as much as you are because they're far away. A lot of my people that I've actually trusted to work with me, my best relationships in this entire process, are people that I'm always on remote calls with, who are so hours and hours away, who have full-time jobs. They have the interest, but they don't have the time or the energy or the commitment to the same level as you, which is understandable. In my mind, I think to build something strong, you have to really shrink it down and do it by yourself. Or if you do it with people, they have to all be in a similar physical space, whether it's in, San Francisco, whether it's in your basement like I am right now, wherever it is. I think good help in terms of those close relationships, family, friends, significant others, whatever it is, they have to want the same dreams as you, but also be in the same presence as you. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And learn from me is do not put your expectations on them because they did nothing wrong. I thought they were, but they're not. So that's that one side. The hiring side is hard because you either don't have enough money to pay really top talent, or you have to kind of settle for interns. And you get the one phrase I've always hear is you get what you pay for. If you're not paying, you're not gonna get the highest quality work. And if you are not already famous or big or whatever, you're not going to get top talent to want to help out for long-term goals and ideas. So I held a summer internship program, which was really ambitious, but it actually kind of worked out as good or slash better than I thought. Where we had 9 summer interns. We had graphic design, we had sales, we had data analytics, and they all did a really good job for what was expected out of them. But the hard part is that they're good at what they're told to do, but they can't help push things forward, which is hard. And we use LinkedIn to hire, we use word of mouth, social media, and things like that. But again, if money's not coming in and we're not growing as fast as possible, it's hard to, one, even if you get top talent, to keep them. So my advice for learning is start off either solo or with people that are physically near you who are truly aligned with your mission, and then it'll work. So yeah, again, solo or nearby physical people, because other than that, it's hard to grow as fast as you should because things just take way too long. For example, let's say you are creating a software company. The person you want to help you is an amazing software engineer, but he lives 6 hours away, so it's all remote. You're the visioner, he's the builder, and the problem is he has a full-time job too. So now you're both meeting once a week to go over it, review it, it doesn't work, review it, go over it, it doesn't work. And now what could have taken you 4 days in person has taken you 4 months online. So my advice to you on this part for number 3 is good help is hard to find. So either do it by yourself at the very beginning until you have the money and status to attract. And even when you do attract, do it with people who are either supremely talented and line movers, or people who can be physically with you in what you're doing and what you're building, and you can do it together. So yeah, that's my advice for number 3. And my 4th thing that I've learned is kind of going off the idea of passion, wanting to bring people along with you for the ride, is that when I built my first company and tried to do that and learn what I've learned from the entire process, I thought if you are good at something and you are motivated, then it will work. However, good plus motivated does not equal success. You have to be so personally aligned to what you're building, at least in my opinion, because what I will say is about my background, I come from a middle class family to where, maybe when I was younger, we struggled with finances maybe and things like that, but to where we are now, we're not, balling, but we're also not, paycheck to paycheck. And being in that situation allows me to come live back home. I lived in Chicago, now I can live at home with my parents, with my brother, and build something here, and I have that affordability to do so. But also part of that is I have my motivation is not to scrap every penny out of everything that I want to do. I want to build my dream. I want to build a company. I want to build my dream life for myself. So the hard part is that I'm sure what I'm doing right now can get me so much money if I really optimize for individual dollars and cash flow, which again is what a business is, which I understand. But for me, I want to build my dream business. I want to build my dream situation because that's what life is about, in my opinion, not just getting by. So yeah, I would say the biggest thing is that motivation plus skill you're good at does not equal success. I'll give you an example. Let's say you are the best basketball player in the entire state of New Jersey when you were in high school. You were the highest point scorer in the state of your year. And now, people are telling you, or you told yourself that I should be a basketball coach because I'm really good at basketball and I want to start a business. That's a good idea in theory because that's what I thought. I thought I was a really good recruiter. I know how to get jobs and I'm motivated to start a business. So in theory, this should work. The problem is that if you don't truly love the thing that you are building, then it's not going to work. So what I mean by this is you can be good at it, but you have to also love it. So I would say good at it plus love and passion plus motivation equals success. So for me I do care about helping people get jobs, but what I realize is I don't love recruiting and I don't love the corporate life. What I love is helping people. So if I can find a way to build what this channel is, and another channel I'll talk to you about in a little bit, is that I want to really combine my excitement about business with my love for helping people, with my passions, which in this case, what I'm going to tell you is I want to connect with other people who are in my same demographic. Whether you're late teens, mid-20s, or early 30s, and you want to live your dream life, you want to build something, but you're not there yet, and you have all these thoughts as a 24-year-old, am I failing? Am I where I should be in life? Where are my relationships, my friendships? Why are they not working? Why is investing so hard? That is my demographic who I want to support and grow alongside. So if I can combine my motivation and passion with my passion and love with excitement about what I want to do, Let me restart that. If I can now combine what I'm good at, which in my opinion is helping people, what I love, which is building something for my dream audience, and my motivation of being a successful entrepreneur and a dreamer, that will equal success. That's why I'm recording this video. So yeah, that's you. My advice is think about something that you actually enjoy learning about. Like in your free time, if you're not consuming what you want to create, then in my opinion, it's not going to work and it won't feel like a dream. It'll feel like work. I want to build a dream life that doesn't feel like work. Or at least when you're working, it feels like aligned with your dream, so the hard parts are worth it. Compared to when it's hard, it's not going well, and it's not part of your dream, you won't feel like it's alongside with your goals. That's a hard reality. So yeah, that's how I think about everything. My first business, we sold money, we've made money, but it's not going the place I want it to go. So I actually just got another corporate job. And that's okay, because for me, I want to be a creator. And we'll talk a bit more about that. So yeah, those are the 4 things that I have learned in my experience as a 24-year-old entrepreneur that started my first venture 2 years ago. I've learned so much. I have tried, I have struggled, I have succeeded. I've had the best moments ever and the hardest moments ever. And, everyone here who's watching this video, I'm sure to this point, is also a dreamer who wants to build something, who wants to create. And if I'm even a couple steps ahead of you and I've just learned it myself, I hope you don't have to go through the same pitfalls. So if you can understand these 4 things, again, I'll repeat it for you. I actually have it written down on the post-it note. Don't waste your time. Start and fail fast. Like move fast with speed. Speed is important. That's rule number 1. Number 2 is that too much is too much. Less is more. As a solopreneur or even with a group of friends, whatever you're doing, do one thing, do it really well before you go to the next thing. My third thing is that good help is hard to find. So either do it by yourself or find people who can be there physically with you who have the same goals, dreams, and visions. And my last thing is good plus motivated does not equal success. Good plus motivated plus love and passion equals success for what you're doing. So I really hope you like this video. My last 25, 30 videos are all podcasts that were part of the company that I was talking about, but also conversations that meant a lot to me. Going forward, I will still be continuing with podcasts, but if they are aligned to my mission that is now helping other people in my life, which I think we should call ourselves dreamers, actually go and make our dream lives come true, while also acknowledging the highs, the lows, and everything else in between that comes with being in this stage of life. So yeah, if you like it, let me know. Let me know in the comments how it is. I have another video coming for you guys in 2 days, so I'll see you guys there. And if you want to watch it, go watch this video. All right? I'll see you guys later. Peace.